This is The Process Shot. I'm Michael, I'm stuck in a living dream, and I've seen Beauty and the Beast, a French fantasy drama from Jean Cocteau made back in 1946. A far cry from the animated film most people are familiar with, the movie here still hits all the hallmarks of that story while staying true to the original roots. Of course, it follows Belle, who ends up held captive by the beast in order to free her father from his grasp. And as she spends her time around him and his enchanted castle, she comes to find that his gruff exterior hides a kinder, gentler soul within. Meanwhile, Belle's greedy sisters and a jealous suitor plot to end this arrangement, respectively taking the beast's riches and Belle's hand in marriage. This actually isn't too much of a stretch from the more modern adaptation, but there are still some significant differences more rooted in the original story, which I've never read. Seems like it was designed for someone to insert themselves into Belle's role, though. In any case, I'd rather not spend most of the review talking about what the differences are. That said, the biggest difference would actually be the relative lack of character depth compared to the later film. In this movie, it's all pretty simplistic, fulfilling roles for the sake of the story. Sometimes characterization will change seemingly out of nowhere, like a meek personality becoming more intense after maybe one or two scenes. But I figure that's just how fairy tales have always worked. The movie absolutely thrives on the fact that it is retelling a fairy tale, and does everything that it can to bring that element to life. The Beast's castle is truly made out as a place of magic which is not limited to its walls, reaching out into the surrounding garden and even extending beyond at times. Sets are made sparse of architectural design, making this environment seem large and imposing, with a sense of ghostliness within these empty areas. Where items do exist, they are often living, with simple but effective effects that make human hands feel otherworldly. Even the physical movement of characters is made mystical through some visual effects and film editing. I will say that for all of the spectacle on display, it is still paced rather slowly at parts, sometimes coming through as dreamlike, but other times being a bit more sleepy. Regardless, it's all still a magnificent experience that really is magical, something which the film makes explicit from the start, in a prologue that speaks directly to the viewer about this intention. It also cements that this is a children's film, in the sense that if a child can believe a story being presented to them as fact, with no need for them to ask for a deeper explanation or analysis, then any viewer of any age can also take the film's events with no need to think so hard about how or why it works. It simply does, and that's good enough. As for me, I may or may not have wasted my time on this review. I'll think about that later. Beauty and the Beast, Jean Cocteau, 1946. 4.5 stars. I definitely recommend giving this movie a watch. That's it for this review. If you liked it, leave a like. If you didn't, leave a comment. Subscribe to the channel for more reviews. I'm not sure if I'd prefer to live in the Beast's castle over this theater. On one hand, it would have different food options. On the other, I don't know if I'd ever get used to the furniture.